The reaction to Naomily, as it's now known, is that what you expected it to be?
No, we thought it was just, well, it was a little sideline story when it was written.
We didn't just like took off.
We didn't think it was going to be anything big or important. We just thought we're the couple on the side,
characters.
away from the main people. So it's very
Cool.
nice.
Yeah. How does the relationship kind of change in the next season?
Do you want to say it?
It's basically like at the end of the last series there, you see them kind of skipping off happily, and then you assume that they've had like a happy summer together, which I think they did, and then you come back to them as kind of a fully fledged couple, and in this series, and then kind of their relationship progresses and like things unfold and stuff, and it's just about them being a couple. Really.
Okay. But in the opening episode, it seems like Naomi's keeping a bit of a secret. Are you allowed to tell us anything about that?
No.
She might be.
That she's maybe hidden some things.
Yeah,
That
but
maybe
they're
she
going to come out pretty
Yeah.
soon, so you don't have to wait very long.
Yeah.
Did you? I don't know if this is going to be an awkward question for you, but before you did this, like before you did Skins, had you ever kissed a girl before?
I'd kissed a girl before.
Had you?
Yeah, like in a game and stuff.
Yeah. No, I haven't.
Was it kind of awkward for you, or was it natural? Like,
It's awkward kissing anyone in front of the camera. I'd rather
I'd rather kiss a girl though in front of the camera than a boy, to be honest.
Why?
Well, because if I don't know, like
I'd rather kiss a girl than
Sure.
kiss an old sweaty man. So it could be worse. I didn't really mind it because it's just awkward kissing anyone in front of the camera. It's not a very natural thing to do. So in terms of whether I cared whether it was a boy or girl, it wasn't.
yeah, it wasn't really that it was a boy or girl. Like
It's
I didn't
just-
really mind. Kissing really was not my problem. Like being in my underwear on a forest floor rolling around was a little bit more of a problem than kissing. So I didn't mind kissing at all.
Were you fans of the show before you got involved with it? So did you know what you were expecting to?
I'd watched it obviously and I really liked it. Wasn't a religious fan, but I did really like the show and I really respected it for what it was as well. So it was very cool.
My sister used to watch it quite a lot. I don't watch series because I just can't remember when they're on and stuff. My sister would show me bits and bobs. I thought it was really funny, and I remember thinking, like, to myself before I even was auditioning, like, oh, if I got into acting at the moment, that would be like the perfect thing to be in because it's like young people. So.
How does this season differ from the last one?
It's a lot less. It's better this year because they didn't have to spend most of the time introducing people because now hopefully most of the audience watching it will already know who everyone is, so they don't have to waste time saying this is what this person's like and this is what this person's like. It just concentrates more on the people and the relationships among the group,
and it's much more like consequential. Like you see what happens if you keep living your life a certain way, and also like I think a lot of the characters in the beginning were quite stereotypical or quite not really but kind of a little bit, and then this series you get to see why they're like that rather than just being like, oh, she's the tart or oh, she's the like whatever. And then this time it's like reasons why.
So your characters individually, how would you say that they've developed?
I think Emily's like much less shy generally. Like she was such a shrinking violet when she first came to the college, and I don't think it was because I don't think it was something she felt that she could really help. I think it was her sister like forcing her to be that way. But I think now that her sister's chilled out a bit and stuff, she's allowed to be more of her own person. She's much more confident, doesn't let her sister walk over her and stuff. So she's kind of, more confident, a bit more grown up.
I think Naomi's much more comfortable in her own skin because last year she kind of thought she knew exactly who she was, and then it was challenged by obviously Emily making advances. And this year, because she's in a happy relationship and she does actually know who she is, she's much more comfortable, and therefore she's much less protective of herself. She allows people in and she's not as outwardly aggressive as she was.
So Naomi, she had quite a political thing going on last season. Is that going to carry on through to this one? Or?
I think she'll always keep her morals. She doesn't fit into a stereotype though, because she believes in certain things doesn't mean she won't smoke fags or like shag someone, she's not, like, if you hear about a feminist, you expect them to be a very certain way, and she's not just a feminist or not just a political activist, she's a person. So I'm going completely off track, but yeah, she is, but it's much less of a focus on it. She's still got that going on, but obviously the focus is more about her relationship, and while she would be doing that in her time when you don't see her on screen, that is what she'd be doing. But I think the series just needed to focus on what was going on.
There's like other things going on in her life.
Between Emily and Naomi, that were more important.
How did you prepare yourselves to play the characters?
What, before last year?
Before last year, so when you first came into it.
Well, because Emily wasn't because it wasn't like I was going into something, was playing someone who was definitely a lesbian, knew they're a lesbian, and had been that way for, like, I don't know, several years. Like, I was going into something to play a girl that didn't actually, was like a bit scared by it and didn't really know if wasn't really quite willing to admit it straight away. So it wasn't like, you know, I just tried to put myself in that position and, like, really believed what I was doing. I don't know, that's the way I prepare for anything, really.
Yeah, I sort of did a lot of research into, like, animal rights and stuff like that, which Naomi would know all about, just because, not because I'd need to know it, but just because you need to know where that person's coming from and you need to relate. And sort of thought about maybe mannerisms she might have that are different from myself, so that I can separate the two and not merge life into fiction, which is quite important. Otherwise, you go a bit mad. You need to be able to separate.
Does it feel strange that it's now coming to the end of your Skins run, so to speak?
Well, for me, it feels like it's already over. Yeah. Since we finished filming, it's kind of like it was over, it was done. But now, obviously, it's starting on TV. It's kind of a bit weird to go back to it and suddenly be with everyone again.
Yeah, especially...
It's nice, but it kind
everyone
of...
Kind
it's
of
already...
It's over, really,
finished,
for
really.
us, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did you expect that to happen, you know, when you signed on to the show? Because obviously the first lot of cast had 2 years. Did you expect it to be a 2 year?
Yeah, of course, because we saw...
Because it's just about them being at college, and obviously college only lasts 2 years.
Yeah.
So we kind
because we saw that the first cast, who were amazing, were finished after 2 years, so it was a given.
And there's quite a lot of cameos coming up in this season. Who was the best to work with?
Well, I only really worked with 2, and they were Chris Addison, who was amazing.
Oh yeah! Oh my God, he was hilarious. So funny.
And Pauline Quirk, who I adored. I love her.
She's really cool as well.
She's even funnier.
I love the Fitch family. They're not doing cameos, but I just love them. Like John Bishop.
Yeah,
does comedy,
yeah,
and
they're my favourite. They're so nice.
Funny.
And so funny. And it is like a little family.
He was on 8 out of 10 Cats the other day.
Was he?
Yeah.
When they're all in, like, it is like they're a little family.
Yeah, when we'll have a Fitch day on.
But they're nice
set.
to me as well. So that's nice.
Yeah. Ronnie's not actually horrible to Lily.
Yeah, she's actually really nice. She talks to me about problems.